You may notice that this is not the usual process, but we suggest that you try the following steps first. First, check the merchant's T&C regarding returns and refunds. You might get a representative from the card company who may not be totally familiar with the company's contracts, policies, or terms and conditions. If you arm yourself with the knowledge about the merchant's conditions, you can simply cite the specific provisions where you are basing your claim. This would mean reading through the merchant's contracts, receipts, and other related documentation to see if you are actually entitled to a refund based on your situation. You should mention this fact to the merchant as you present your case. After you are aligned with the terms and conditions, ask the merchant for a refund. The initial step to resolve your billing issue is to first try approaching the merchant directly. Many customer-oriented companies have policies that require them to refund a customer's money if they are not satisfied with the service or product. Some of them will even give a refund if you've had a negative experience with their company. If it doesn't work because the merchant is not able or not willing to give a refund, you may be able to get store credits instead. You can use it to purchase other products or services from the store, but you don't have to agree if you don't want to. Now, let's look at the normal process of a chargeback. First, the cardholder files a chargeback. The chargeback process begins when a dissatisfied customer files a chargeback request with the card company. After that, the card company will then review the chargeback request. Every chargeback request should have a reason code. The reason code specifies the very reason why a cardholder is disputing a transaction, such as goods or services not as described. Every code has its own conditions, such as filing time limits, supporting documents, etc. The card issuer will go over the chargeback claim to make sure that it meets all the regulations and requirements. If the issuer sees that the cardholder's claim is valid, they will deduct the funds from the merchant's bank account and credit them to the cardholder's account. They will then send a notice of the chargeback to the merchant's bank acquirer. If the cardholder doesn't have a legitimate claim, the issuer simply voids the request. On the next step, the acquirer will review the chargeback and then take action. The two biggest card networks, namely MasterCard and Visa, have created many chargeback rights. One of them is to give merchants the right to dispute an illegitimate chargeback. If someone makes an inaccurate chargeback claim, the merchant can attempt to regain their profits that the card company unjustly took from them. Also, if the acquirer has possession of a compelling evidence to dispute the chargeback, the bank will favor the merchant. If there is none, the acquirer will pass the chargeback to the merchant. If the chargeback request has merit, the merchant might have no recourse but to accept the losses. However, if the merchant has adequate and compelling evidence to show that the chargeback is not valid, the merchant can represent the chargeback to the issuer for their review. The next step will involve the acquirer to dispute the chargeback on behalf of the merchant. They call this process representment. Now, the issuer will review the evidence presented and then take action. If the merchant was able to present compelling evidence to successfully refute the cardholder's claim, the card company will post the transaction again to the cardholder's account. They will deposit the corresponding funds back to the merchant's account. These are the funds that they originally deposited into the merchant account and subsequently removed with the chargeback. However, if the merchant is not able to present a convincing case and fails to refute the cardholder's claim, the chargeback will remain as is. They will permanently remove the transaction amount from the merchant's bank account and reflect it in the consumer's card statement. That's it for now. On our website, you can find more posts as well as calculators and other financial tools. Are you considering filing a chargeback? We'd love to know your thoughts, so feel free to share them in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel on YouTube to get more free financial education videos.